please don't let me down. Artisan XX Teal caught me completely by surprise. You know, ever since we heard about John Varvatos, the brand, becoming bankrupt, I pretty much just kind of put it in the back of my head, okay, not going to be getting any more fragrances from them. But yet now it seems like they've ramped up their fragrance production, and they've been releasing all of these XX fragrances, the 20-year anniversary fragrances or whatever. I'm assuming that's what that is. A lot of them have been coming out. They've been putting out fragrances often, sometimes even a couple times a year. I think, was it last year or maybe the year before, we got 2 releases. So I'm not complaining. You guys can look way back on the channel. I love John Varvatos. I think that in some instances they kind of went down a different path with some of their releases. You know, I wish they were like they were back in the day, where they were putting out Artisan Aqua, Artisan Pure, Artisan Blue, just that main line of Artisan fragrances. I think all were amazing. They've started to discontinue some, and then even Vintage and Oud and all of those, a lot of great fragrances. But I digress here. Artisan Teal is what this one is called. Wasn't expecting it, but as soon as it dropped, I picked it up. I had to. 75 ml bottle, Macy's. They didn't mess anything up, but when they put the fragrance on their website under new arrivals, only the 75 ml was available. So I purchased it next day, then the 100 ml popped up. So who knows, maybe it'll be not that good and that's fine, or maybe it'll be really good and I'm going to be wishing I had the 100 ml, and we're going to find that out. So I didn't peek at the note breakdown until now, and I'm pumped up. I didn't even look at it when I bought it. But, you know, right away it looks like something to me. I'll just say it right now, maybe a little bit of like a Tom Ford Oud Mineral. There's no oud in here, but there is driftwood and sea salt and musk and all that stuff. I don't know, looks like something else too, but I can't think of what it is. A lot of fragrances have those notes. Bottle. Looks cool. So you have the teal glass on the inside. They're kind of famous wicker looking, feeling, you know, sounding stuff on the outside. Sticker on the top. It's kind of where we're at here. I like it. Looks nice. In pictures, it looks a little bit off, a little bit strange, but in person, I do like it. It has more of a kind of a textured feel to it. It's not a super smooth and tightly wound wickering like some of their other bottles. This one's got more of a ruggedness to it. So, man, my heart's beating. I'm nervous. Let's go ahead and try it, see how it is. I think it'll be at least decent, you know. We'll have to see, right? Oh, came primed already. There we go. Concentration-wise, eau de toilette figures. Ooh, okay, so... You know what this kind of smells like to me is Defy has a lot more vetiver. This one, it has a little bit of a YSL Ralph's Club smell to it. Y, EDT, EDP probably more so, but I mean, you know, you can't deny it. It's got that sweetness and that kind of aldehydic, watery smell right off the top. You know, a little bit of a citrus pop, a fruitiness. That's what this one smells like right off the bat here. So not going to be going over well for a lot of people. So that's kind of where we're at already. I would say don't go out and blind buy this one, because most of you probably have this or the EDP or Ralph's Club or something along those lines. Some would even go as far as to say like a sweet Invictus Aqua nuance or whatever. We will finish this out strong though. We'll take a look at the note breakdown. We've got rosemary and lemon up top. We have pink pepper and water lily in the mid. We have sea salt, driftwood, and musk in the base. So the sea salt, driftwood in the base is what was really getting me excited, because I like those notes. Driftwood is kind of this musky woodiness. It sounds weird, like driftwood. What could that possibly smell like? Has a musky woody smell to it. Very much a modern and kind of masculine smell also. It's a different type of woodiness. I do enjoy the note. And when you combine that with sea salt, you do get this kind of tropical, Mediterranean, oceanic type of smell somewhat. You know, musk heavy for sure. Lemon up top. I'm not necessarily pinpointing that driftwood note right away though. I mean, there's musk for sure, but it's not coming across in something that like other fragrances that use the note heavily, like Oud Mineral. There's a few other driftwood fragrances as well. A Penguin Premium Blend uses driftwood quite a bit. That's a cheapie. It's a really solid one. Just to name a couple there. I'm sure there's a few more that I'm missing. That's kind of, you know, how it comes across. Not really getting too much of the sea salt yet either. These are base notes, but I would expect to pick up on those sooner than later. But it does kind of have that aromatic sweetness that it opens up with. Let's see what Fragrantica has to say. Nothing yet. Well, there is. It's called So What So for women. It's the only thing that it reminds them of. You can tell clearly that like no one has smelled this yet, and they're just on here voting out of their butt because it would be very easy to smell this and say, oh yeah, it smells like YSL and Victus Aqua, whatever. So that's how you know that basically no one has smelled this. Basically no one on here knows what they're talking about, because those comparisons would be all over the place. That's kind of where it is, man. It's aromatic. It's kind of sweet, citrusy, fruity, that sort of thing. You know, it's one of those things where, I don't know, you know, it's kind of a disappointment at this point. Like, we have fragrances like this. We don't need more of them. My whole Fragrantica froze up. I'm trying to get back to it here. Reviews. Anyone know the release date? It's already out. So this guy says, cross between Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue and Artisan Pure. On the strip, I got low projection, so that's why he's saying that it smells like Light Blue and Artisan Pure, because it smells like neither of those. One of the best smelling summer fragrances I've got my nose on in a while. Okay, probably haven't smelled too many things. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, like no one has smelled this really. At least people that have smelled other things before and are able to make comparisons. It's kind of where it is though. Let's see. Ralph's Club. Let's spray this one up in the air. You know, Ralph's Club is more nuanced, more of a spiciness, even more of like a richness to some extent. But, you know, if I had to say anything, it would be kind of a conglomerate of bits and pieces of Ralph's Club, maybe even a little bit of Calvin Klein Defy opening thrown in there, because the dry down of that one goes in a different direction. YSL, maybe a little bit of an Invictus sweetness. You know, it's got that sweet lemon, which is used in the Zara Wanted, for example, which gives off that sweet kind of bright pop. So it has a little bit of the suntan lotion smell. I noticed that right off the bat. I forgot to say it because I got caught up in the fact that it's similar. Suntan lotion. This one, is it marketed for men? Yeah, for men. I could, in a way, almost see this one kind of walking that line of getting close to unisex. Not full on unisex, but it's kind of right there where if the right woman came along, the right girl comes along, and she likes how it smells, I think she could pull it off, and I think it would work. You know, it's right there. Granted, a lot of men's fragrances these days are kind of starting to walk that line, but it's kind of where it is. You know, it's got that suntan lotion kind of smell. Now, to be fair, it is a tropical scent. It is fun and playful smelling. I would like to smell this one in the heat, but I can't get excited for it. I can't get pumped up for it. So, should you go out and blind buy this one at retail? I don't think so. I think put your money towards other things. For example, Polo Blue Parfum that I shot a first impressions on. Maybe you've seen it yet. Maybe it's not out yet. That would be good to pick up at retail. Acqua di Gio EDP, Gentleman Reserve Privé, Italian Love by Dolce & Gabbana. There have been a lot of stunning releases this year, like some of the best. Like, this is one of the best years so far that I've seen as I've been doing this, just combined release after release, banger after banger, to where something like this now really can't compete in the ranks of all of those this year. So save your pennies, stash that money away, put it under your pillow, and get one of the other new releases if you're keen on getting one. This one, I would wait until it comes around at discounters to check it out. Not saying it's a bad fragrance, but it is familiar, and I know a lot of people have the fragrances that it's familiar to. so I would hold back. It's kind of where it is. Also, it's important to note that performance probably won't be that great either. It's John Varvatos. They're not really known for it, so factor that in as well. It's a little bit rough for this one. You know, if you're going to make a fragrance that's similar to other things like that on this level, you know, you either have to give it the most maximum amount of performance ever, or you have to make it super, super cheap, because you need to win the audience over somehow, or the customer over somehow. And YSL-Y is already hard to compete with because it does have that performance. The only way you could get underneath YSL-Y EDP and start to kind of ride those coattails and you know, make a fragrance that smells like it but it's successful is to undercut the price by a significant margin. Make it 30 or 40 bucks and it would fly to the roof. That's not going to be the case of this one. The performance is going to flop. The price will get down there, but not enough to warrant this one a purchase over YSL-Y, at least to me, which is kind of a shame. Love the house, but I mean, it's stuff like this where they kind of come in and do this, and it's just kind of like, man, that's a little bit lame. Alrighty, that's going to do it for me. XX Artisan Teal. You know, it's, I guess it makes sense. Blue, teal, blue, you know. They're kind of trying to sneak in their blue fragrance thing and being sneaky about it. I didn't even think it would go in this direction. When you look at the note breakdown, you don't think of it either, but it's kind of where it lands. Let me know if you've tried this one down below. If you have, what do you think? If you haven't, are you going to? And that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.